How are you going to know for sure if the agent that you're thinking about hiring is the right choice for you? Hi, my name is John Carle, and I'm a real estate agent here in St. Albert. I know that there's a lot of realtors to pick from, over 3,500 of us in the capital region. And we all have our pitch and our reason to work with us, and we can all be quite convincing as to why you should work with us. I'm going to share a couple of points here today that will help you decide if you're hiring the right realtor for you and if they're effective at getting your home sold. So, point number one that I'm going to put forward is look at their social media. And I'm not talking about their personal profile page, because if the only social media that they have available to you is their personal accounts, their personal Instagram or their personal Facebook, then I'll tell you right now they're not being effective, because the only people who see what they post on their personal pages are people who already know them, like them, and trust them. So you're only really advertising to their friends and family. You need to look at their business page, the page that they can use for promoted ads, for pushing out listing information and advertising your property. If they don't have an active business page, then they're probably not going to be effective on social media for you. It's just that simple. They should also know and understand the concept of where and how to advertise on social media, how to use Facebook ads and Google ads in order to get your property in front of possible consumers. Now, the other thing I would look at is their website. Is it modern? Is it current? Is it up to date? The easiest way to tell that is go look at the blog section of their page if they have one. If they don't have one, then you have to look in other areas. But if they do have a blog, when was the last time it was updated? How old are the posts? Have they just got a couple of templated posts in there that hasn't been updated in 4 or 5 years? Because if that's the case, then Google is penalizing their website and not putting it into search results when people are looking for property. And if their website's not showing up, then neither is your house. The third thing that I would look at when looking at a real estate agent is their YouTube presence. Now, globally, we are told, and this is heavily influenced by the United States, but I feel Canada rolls the same way as the Americans do in this regard. YouTube is the number two search engine in America, and I would guess in Canada, for people to look at property. Now, in the United States, Zillow.com is their number one site. In Canada, it's Realtor.ca. But the number two, where people go look at property, that's going to be YouTube. So if they don't have a YouTube presence, that's a big red flag. And in YouTube, you should be checking to see what kind of stuff they have on their page. Do they have listings? Do they have property information, property walkthroughs, 3D tours, or is it all just self promotion? Because if it's just self promotion, then they're going to have their YouTube page or their social media accounts show up for people who are considering selling their homes, not for potential home buyers looking for property like yours. So, check out the YouTube page, look at what's in there, but most importantly, you need to look at two very important things on their YouTube page. The first one is, when was their last video posted? Because if they're not putting content out at least every 2 weeks, as a bare minimum, every 2 weeks they should have content on that page. They should have content weekly, but bare minimum should be every 2 weeks. They should have fresh new content on their YouTube page. If they don't have that, then YouTube is just going to ignore their page in favor of more active pages, and therefore your home won't be seen as often. The other thing I would look at is the number of people who follow that page on YouTube. It's really easy to see. If they are below 500 people, then YouTube, aka Google, is going to penalize that page and not let it have as much of the bandwidth that Google puts in front of people. So when you're going and you're scrolling through stuff on YouTube or YouTube Shorts, it's the pages with 500 or more followers that are going to get the traffic. And the people with fewer than 500, well, they better be paying to promote those posts, because that's the only way they're going to get seen. So on social media, on their website, and on YouTube, is the content current? Is it about property? Is it frequent, and is it coming out on a regular basis? If you can answer yes to all of those, then you've probably got yourself a great realtor who's really working out for your best interests. But if they don't meet that criteria, then they're just reliant on the MLS or possibly old school newsprint advertising, and that's not going to get your home sold in the modern era. So that's three areas that you can focus on for getting your property sold and making sure that the realtor that you hire is the right realtor for you. Thanks for your time.